What's up, everybody? It was a big weekend for NASCAR, as we all know, with the ARCA Menards, the Xfinity, and the Cup Series running at the Phoenix Raceway. Told you I'd get to this here in a couple days. Here we are. It's a couple days later. Didn't want to drop 4 extra episodes on y'all at the same time. I just find that to be unbecoming. But I thought the racing was, better than we saw at some tracks so far. But again, there was a lot of once people got back there, people had a hard time moving around. And again, did some things to play with downforce and all of that to try to alleviate some of that problem. So I got to give them credit for that. But again, it was the first intermediate, short anything of the year, really. So, they learned something and there's stuff they continue to go on, and we're off to Atlanta. This race coming up, which means back to a plate track, and I'll see what they do there. Hopefully that racing is better than it was in the fall, because I absolutely thought that race sucked. Here's my opinion. Again, everyone feel free to comment and tell me to fuck off, but I thought the racing in the fall at Atlanta was 1,000 times worse than the spring. And it's really cute if you're watching this, that TV behind me, I turned that off before I started talking. And now, if you look, as nothing's cooperating with me right now, you can see it just turned itself back on randomly. So I don't know what to make of that, but it's kind of creepy. But, who doesn't like electronics turn on? But we're going to start ARCA Menards West Series General Tire 150 at the Phoenix Raceway. And I enjoyed the racing that, I got to see, because thanks to the DVR, cut it off with 22 to go. So Fox and, Hulu and all of that, thank you for completely fisting me on that one. But, we got to see some things. We got to see, some drivers on some different things. It was their first time on anything besides Daytona this season. So, it was our first time to see really what anyone had outside of it. I will say that, there was a lot of spins. There was a lot of incidents throughout the whole entire race. For anyone that watched it, there was a lot of incidents. And that was just what I got to see. Tony Breidinger was the only woman in the race this weekend. Normally there's a bunch. There was a lot in Daytona. So, that was a change of pace. We'll see how that all works out in the coming weeks and how many more races we have like that, just because, that is kind of a big thing, because they normally do have a lot. And, I just pointed out, just because there is a lot of talented females that are down there, and I want to see them stay down there. So that way, they can continue to grow at a proper rate. And so that was weird to see, just like how well all this is working right now if you're watching it. But Tyler Reif got first after getting spun. A lot of damage early on, but they taped it all back together. Everything worked out on the back end. They got it reformed, and he deserved it from the way he was running. He was good all weekend. All their track time, he was good until that incident. They put it back together. He worked his way back up there. I didn't get to see the end. Thank you for all of that, but really good to see him get that. He's super talented. Congratulations to him. Landon Lewis second, Bradley Erickson third. Frankie Muniz got a sixth, and is, I believe, only his third oval race, so that's pretty damn cool to see. Good for Frankie. Daytona winner Greg Van Alst finished 10th, so another top 10 for him. Tony Breidinger was 22nd. Jesse Love back in 27th after being taken out and wrecked. And he was super fast until that incident happened. So, it sucked to see it, but he had a fast car. And, that's all you could ask for. Sooner or later, whether you're in the top of racing or at the, everyone gets caught up in someone else's mess or gets, taken out. So it sucked to see it end that way because of how good he was. But moral of the story, he was good. So excited for that. And again, good racing. Good to see Greg Van Alst, back to back. He got the win at Daytona, now 10th. Phoenix again, Frankie Muniz, third oval race, I think ever, they said, up there in the top 10. So really excited for what they have to come. Again, hopefully just Fox and, my DVR with Hulu and all that actually cooperate so I could see the whole thing, but it was good to see it. Xfinity Series, United Rentals 200, another one for me. It recorded it. I couldn't watch it, but I have all the numbers, 33 to 38 cars, finished on the lead lap. This is a good day for JGR. After everything I said about them all year so far in the Xfinity Series, and the names of it don't surprise me, running good, but Sammy Smith dominating and getting the win after leading 92 laps, only a handful of starts so far. Me and Walter said it last year, the kid's super talented. That's really good to see, and good for them as a team, just like Ryan Truex coming in, getting a race, finishing second. Super talented if he ever got equipment to run in. Sheldon Creed third, Riley Herbst fourth. Chandler Smith bounced back after everything, got a fifth after how Las Vegas ended, which is good to see. John Hart Nemechek sixth, Austin Hill seventh, Josh Berry eighth, Kyle Busch ninth, four colleague and Daniel Hemrick rounded out the top 10. He needed to run. Sam Mayer was 11th, Cole Custer 12th. Brett Moffitt, 13th. Good to see. Parker Kligerman, 15th. Brandon Jones, 23rd. Another not good run. Connor Mozak was 24th. Joey Gase, 26th. Jeffrey Earnhardt, 33rd. Kaz Grella, 34th. And Justin Allgaier was out early and finished 36th. So the points leaving that weekend, now Austin Hill still in first. John Hart Nemechek second and back 30. Justin Allgaier third and 39 back. Chandler Smith is fourth and Riley Herbst is fifth, both at minus 40. And I said I had good feelings about Chandler coming into it just because the talent that he had and he showed. And he bounced back good after how Vegas ended because he dominated that. And the car was just gone by the last two laps and he didn't get didn't get the win that he probably felt he deserved. So it's good to see that. Austin Hill again and Sheldon Creed, RCR really, the two of them, obviously they have a whole year under their belt now, but they're looking really good so far in the Xfinity Series, so that's good. Parker Kligerman up there 15th, and Riley Herbst, for how he started his career and how last season, started for him, to see about the last, I'm going to say 5 to 10 races last year, to see how he, where he was there consistency-wise and him carrying it over. I'm very excited about that. I thought the kid always had a lot of talent. I just thought he was, shooting himself in the foot, I guess is the best way, because, he'd have a 10th place car and he'd still try to win with it and end up wrecking his damn self. We see people do it all the time. It was good to see, him finally figure it out and just take what the car gives him and look at all the top 10s and everything he has rolling now. I think a win's, right around the corner. I think that sooner or later, Cole Custer's teammate will, get more accustomed and used to being back in the Xfinity car. And then he'll start getting better runs too, which helps, everything. But having a second car ultimately is going to help in the long run. Cole's talented down there, but really excited to see what they're going to do. Again, I just, Atlanta, again, I thought the racing sucked in the fall. So we'll see how that one works out. Hopefully not. And they move the pit commitment line to the, entrance turn 3 back there. So I don't even want to talk about how many bad things could happen from that, but I will get into that Friday. So be on the lookout for that one. Then we get to the Cup Series. United Rentals Work United 500. Hopefully I didn't mess that one up there. But Kyle Larson was on pole. William Byron won stage 1. And it was just another good race for Chevy and Hendrick. Overall, even though they got those penalties, it was still a good day for them. On Sunday, Kyle Busch had both a tire out of the box and a speeding penalty on pit road during a green flag pit stops early. The Eric Almirola thing. Broadcast didn't do us any favors to know if the nut was still there and the hub was still attached or if it was a wheel that came off. The team said it was still there. I don't know. I haven't looked. I haven't seen anything. If it was gone and all that, then obviously the penalty is, due. But, I don't know how they're so bad at it that all the cameras in the world, they can't figure it out and actually show it right there on the spot. And everyone just acts confused. I thought, should be able to figure something out at this point already. Again, the broadcast booth and video that they didn't have didn't help anything. We had them saying one thing. We had the team saying another thing. It was dumb. So we got to see about that. But Kyle Larson then went on to win stage 2 because, again, air had a big part in that. Harrison Burton blows the tire and spins at 11 to go. Immediate caution comes flying. Kevin Harvick had it until then. He was going to win. No one was going to catch him. It was going to be his place again. But he was the best Stewart-Haas car all day. Until the very end there. A lot of his teammates are there in the end. But until then, he was way ahead of all of them. And I know he knows the place. We even saw him run bad there. So that was a good sight to see just for that. But in the end, William Byron got the win. Blaney was second. Good to see. Tyler Reddick third. He needed it because he's had a bunch of bad runs. Larson fourth. Harvick only got back to fifth after those pit stops. Christopher Bell sixth. Chase Briscoe got a seventh out of where the hell have you been all day? He got up there. Kyle Busch eighth. Alex Bowman ninth. And Josh Berry. How about that? Josh Berry, second race ever in this car. There's still people that are complaining to try and figure out, got a top 10. Just had to let him get used to it and figure it out. All the new dash, new car, everything. Got a top 10 at Phoenix. So that was really cool to see. I was happy for it. I thought the kid was, super talented. And I say kid, he's my age pretty much, but just barely younger than me. But super talented, and everyone jumped on his back after how he ran the first one there when he had like 10 minutes notice. So really excited to see, him when he got time in the simulator and all that, to see how good that he ran, filling in for Chase Elliott. But Ryan Preece got 12th. He needed the run. And again, he was where the hell was he all day? And suddenly he was there. Chris Buescher 15th, Brad Keselowski 18th. Both looked better than they finished, but they're still way better than they were last year at this point. Ty Gibbs 28th. Zane Smith, who got the 38th this weekend, finished 31st. And Todd Gilliland, driving for Rick Ware, only finished one spot behind him in 32nd. So I find some humor in that, I think. I've been saying Todd got done dirty. And there we are, right behind him, BJ McLeod, 36th. And the only DNF after fuel pump issue. And then points, none of this matters, but going out of it until the penalties came out. Alex Bowman was first, Kevin Harvick was second at -3, Chastain third at -6, Byron fourth, -10, Larson fifth, and Bell sixth, both at -17. And so far, Josh Berry has outpointed Ty Dillon in just 2 starts, proving my point yet again and again. Then the penalties came out for Hendrick, and I think they're all out of the top 20 now. And do I like how they did it? No, but especially if it was all 4 of them had the same part, I'm pretty sure those the drivers losing 100 points. They might not, probably didn't even know they just get in the car and go. A lot of them, they do strategy, but they're out working on the car. And again, they could be working on the car, but I don't know. We'll see. They're going to appeal it. I don't think it's going to get them anywhere. But we'll see what happens. And again, I just hope that the drivers didn't know, because if they didn't know and taking 100 points from them for races that already happened for something they had no idea about and then didn't even get to race with, I'd kind of be pissed off if I was them. But whole other story, just me. And the racing was better, but we'll see. Again, Atlanta, another speedway race. Hopefully it's better than the fall, because it sucked, but only time will tell. And I'll be back Friday. So thank you for watching this. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, go on Anchor or Spotify for podcasters, or they call, find that link, support there. I appreciate all you. Share the hell out of this. And until we meet again on Friday, peace. Bye. I'm out. Deuces.